I had a wonderful life. I still have a wonderful life. I have no complaints, no regrets.
I'm a C5 quadriplegic and also a bilateral above-the-knee amputee, and I am a cancer survivor.
I first met Lonnie. I was the director of a acute rehabilitation facility in San Francisco.
My life was education, military, family.
It's like the issues any of us could be in. That one day we're at the top of the world, the next day, we're totally dependent on care. And so the question is, how does someone deal with that?
My major challenge is having modes of depression, which I do often, and as a result of not having caregivers or getting the medical treatment that I need.
If he didn't have an attendant to turn him, he would break down with bed sores all over and die from that. If he didn't have someone that deals with his urinary stuff or his bowel stuff, he would become impacted. He would get urinary tract infections. Everything pales when you hear a story like Lonnie's.
And I do get distraught sometimes. I do get the feeling as if, things are not all they, should be. I mean, anybody would in this situation.
Initially, when I met Lonnie, he was very angry about his situation. I was concerned whether he was going to be able to take care of himself, whether he was going to let the anger, finish him off. But lo and behold, I think some years later, I don't remember the exact date, but he shows up at my office looking great.
So what I did was return to school and finished off my graduate, computer science and engineering.
It just gets to you that he was able to pull this off.
Primarily, I wanted to help people with disabilities. I worked for the Center for Independent Living as a benefits counselor.
Mr. VanHook is an incredibly intelligent individual, but he requires extensive in-home care services in order to do basic activities. And the state of California has even approved some amount of those supports for him. But when you go to try to access those theoretical supports in real life, you can't. That means that he's then not able to fully engage with work. He's not able to fully engage with his life. And a situation like that is a situation that is set up to make somebody start feeling depressed and struggle and feel as if they don't have any options.
Almost everyone I see, they're thinking of suicide possibly. Some more consistently than others, but it's there. It's always there.
I was going to go to Oregon to participate in the physician-assisted suicide program. I ended up in the hospital with an infection, with a bladder infection, and I became quite septic, so I was not able to travel.
Here's this pill, go home and take it and you're done. That just doesn't make sense. What I see as a doctor is a lack of societal support, and the question is, how much is society willing to put into it?
Instead of offering me any counseling or assistance or anything, they offered to let me not eat anything or drink anything until I perished. I believe that decision was made, honestly, because of the attributes of my disability.
One person in particular during that episode said to me, "If you're going to go, what's taking you so long? We don't have time to take care of you anyway. We got better patients to take care of." How am I supposed to feel after somebody said that to me? I'm already going through the issues where I feel about my family, how burdensome I am to them. That's not a healthy feeling for anyone. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. That's not a healthy feeling at all.
So Dr. Steinmetz was notified about my situation.
I came over and sat with him, and we went over what he was going through.
He always brings to my attention that the strength that I have to endure whatever I'm going through.
And essentially it was just, I'm exhausted. I don't know if it's worth going on. Periodically, just the mechanics of life, getting the care, the money, everything, it wears us all down.
They did bring me back down to myself, and I came back to the realization that life is worth living, and you saved my life.
If we just had these basic supports in place, that wouldn't even be on his mind, right? And in the past, when he has had that level of supports, he does feel significantly better. And those are things he does not have control over.
The perfect example is this conversation you and I had. They had already offered it to you, and one conversation turned it around.
Physician-assisted suicide is very dangerous because it's readily available.
These are my concerns, based upon my clinical experience and dealing with, thousands and thousands of patients.
You are truly not only my loving physician, but you're a dear friend to me.
One day, top of the world, traveling the world. The next day, he's in bed. And for him to be here 33 years later, and having done what he's done, it's like something that we could all learn from.